Hello. Sorry for the noise. Hopefully everything sounds okay. Yada yada yada. Music in the background playing. Alright. Good morning, Dragon Dancer. Good morning. Dum 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 dum. So hopefully I got everything set up right again because, you know, we had this outside and then we switched it back inside because it is way too hot. So some of the settings might be off a little bit. We might have to make some adjustments at some point. But we will get there when we get there. Right now, if you can hear the music, this is Herknunger's, I think it's called Fallen album that is released on YouTube and Bandcamp. We'll make sure to put the link in the description. It is in the Discord, I think. I'll make sure to put that in there because this is, or if you just search Herknunger, you'll see it. Kind of a dark ambient Nordic style. But just dropped, does not charge for his music that he puts out, does not copyright it, it's amazing. So we always support financially, so if you have the opportunity, you should. Hopefully you can hear it, but if not, it's no worries. We'll have video live in just a moment too, by the way, but remember, we do have quite a bit of a delay sometimes, so. Mystic Manny, Paranormal. Ray, glad you could make it. Kelvin, good morning. Awesome to see everybody in already today. I'm excited. We don't have any notes today. This is a completely off the cuff. We're gonna make it work with what we have kind of thing. So, music level okay right now while we get set up?
Just waiting on my tea.
It's the tea, hunty.
Help that scratchy.
Ooh.
Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are doing great. Hey, paranormal witch. She's witching paranormally.
Oh man, we don't have a lighter up here? Yeah.
What kind do you need?
A regular.
Ray.
I need a regular. I have to go grab one.
I got one.
Oh, thank you.
I have to go get my tea anyway.
Yes. We shall, we will, we must. I'm gonna get the incense charcoal lit. We'll turn the music down a hair and then we will get started. The topic we chose today was everything and nothing for twofold. To talk about the idea of everything and nothing, but also to leave it open to talk about whatever the hell we want to. So whatever topics come up, we will try to chat about if we know anything of it. But that's the goal today. Like Rook said, he's not feeling well. I didn't feel all that great last night, but good today. So I think it was probably just, leftover hangover. No worries, P-dubs, absolutely. Manny, yes. Now, one of the things that we did say in the very beginning is that we weren't going to do video guests, but I think we have to change our mind on that because that's probably the only option we'll have since you left us. No hard feelings. I joke, but yes, we need to. Let's get together at some point and set up a time in a day because last time we tried it, we messed it up really bad. So we gotta figure out how we're gonna get the video stuff in. My guess is probably Discord. I don't know, but yeah. So we definitely made some funks on that one. All right, so he was going to go grab me a lighter, and it's still not returned. So I'll go grab my own.
So I'm Ben ran outside, so I gotta check on him in a few minutes.
Yeah, and Ma's not allowed up on the chairs anymore unless you actually are directly holding her.
Yeah, my witchy. Like what's that?
Y'all, I can't begin to tell you how bad I felt when I had her up here and she just slipped through my leg. And oh my God, I thought I was gonna die. I was so upset. And it was live too, like the first 3 minutes are live. And then she made her little scream and I thought it was just the world was gonna end. And she still wants to freaking be up. Like, she's a monster. But anyway, we're just getting a few things lit. We're running a little slow today, like I said. Don't judge. I don't think we're ever completely ready, though. We were contemplating our design for our garden that we're going to put here, even though we do still have plans on leaving and moving to somewhere where there is land and space with other people, perhaps other people, well yes, people who are on this call, this chat, but we know it's going to take us longer than we really want, so we're like, we're not good at that stuff, so we're going to try. We're going to put some effort into it and see if we can't learn a little bit of growing things and doing stuff in the meantime. So, just waiting for Rookie and his tea so we can get rolling. Although, if that's the case, I may be waiting for the rest of the day. He's in there power vaping like I can't hear him while he's sick and coughing and wondering why he's still coughing. I'm going to continue to call him out until he gets his ass in here. Yes, we absolutely are going to make it happen. I just know it's going to take us longer, you know, and that's... In the meantime, we're like, let's learn a little bit. Let's see what things we can do and experience a little bit while we're here. And see how that goes. I don't know if you guys know this, but when people don't stay on track and engage on things, it drives me absolutely nuts.
What are you cutting your eyes at me for?
We're 7 minutes into it, and we still haven't called the corners and turned on the video. That is why I'm cutting eyes at you.
Proceed. No feature.
You can't read and pet at the same time, sir?
I'm clearing.
I told you should have saged, but...
Hear me,
saged.
friends and ancestors
rude.
from the east. Hear my voice carried on the air of clarity and truth. Watch over us as we cast our circle of safety and love.
See me, friends and ancestors from the south, from the fire that Rook doesn't control well. See my flame of passion and creation seared into the energy of the universe. Watch over us as we cast our circle of limitless possibility. Pulling a little of that water here, sir.
Feel me, friends and ancestors from the west. Feel my love, fear, sadness, and joy washed into the waters of the rivers of compassion. Watch over us as we cast our circle of connection in motion.
Reach me, friends and ancestors from the north. Reach my feet and hands, the earth in my toes, and the work of my fingers. Watch over us as we cast our circle of the strength and grounding.
Know me, friends and ancestors from the ether. Know my intent, know my heart, and know my spirit. Watch over us as we ask you all to join us in perfect love and perfect trust.
Stop licking me, dog.
Hear, see, feel, reach, and know that this circle is safe
The circle is sacred.
and this circle is cast.
All right. She literally licked my leg and then my foot for the entire time we were reading
She hasn't
that.
done this the whole day.
She's not said a word, not made a noise the entire day. And now she wants attentions because she's an attention whore. All right. So as you can tell, we're having fun. We're having fun. She sneezed. Fiji, hush, honey. So we were having a fun day today. We're just gonna wing it, have a little bit of fun. We're both kind of tired and just dealing with stuff as it comes. So we do have a couple of topics to talk about. Welcome in, Joy.
Hey, Joy.
Violet, welcome in. I am so sorry about the barking. She just has not made a noise all day.
All day you haven't done that.
I'm gonna pierce your ears.
She's been outside. She's had full run of the house. However, just pet her. Just love her.
Stop! You can't. That hurts.
I wish you could see it. Every single dog is trying to do everything, get 100% attention. It's like they know when you turn on the videos or the camera that they're not in the camera feed, so that they're very upset because they're not in the camera feed. But anyway, good morning, Miss Chen.
Ouchie.
I'm feeling better because mine was a hangover. I think Brad is not. But it's not COVID.
No, it's something bad. Bad cold.
I had a pretty good cold maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago too, so it's just weird. Cold going around. A lot of people getting sick with colds and that kind of stuff, but not actually having COVID. So
Good
unless
morning,
it's
Tabby.
the kind that doesn't, show up on a test. But Tabby, good morning. Yes. So then we'll start as we always do. What have you been reading lately, sir? Accountability is important.
I have been reading the Risk Management Certificate course
Hey, fair.
by various authors
Fair.
contributing for an ACA certified class.
That
in
would
risk
be
management.
work-related risk management certification. That's pretty cool and necessary. Anything else?
No, not really, not yet. Still trying to get back into
Oh my goodness.
werewolf magic.
So, by the way, anybody in chat, any books that you're currently reading that you want to drop a line about, please do. Say what it is and if you like it and what you've been doing in it. I've actually been making a lot of progress in books. I finished The Expanse, the second one, Kevlin's War. I finished the short story Drive from The Expanse and the short story, I forgot the name of it. So I finished 2 short stories, both of them I would say 30 to 50 pages, and then I finished the actual The Expanse too. And sorry, so that's my fiction reading that I can kind of just engage the imagination in, which is very fun.
Yeah, fiction I haven't stopped. I just finished a Dean Koontz book, House at the End of the World, that was really good.
Good one.
I have to keep the fiction going.
Yeah, you
Gets
have
me
to.
out of my mundane routine.
Ma, I know I'm number 2 choice, but so that's the first thing is the expand, so that's good. The second one I finished was the 4 Elements of the Wise. So highly recommend, especially if you are into elemental magic or learning about the elements or driving into it. This is a really good book because it's not one of those that's and I'm not saying that other ones aren't good because of this, but this one only has a limited number of actual exercises and rituals to do, which I like because it gives you a lot of the theory and the background and all that stuff on elements and working with the magical powers of the elements. So I have found this to be an excellent book for that. As you can see, I've got lots of my little flaggies here. I don't know if you can see them. But there's actual a couple rituals in here and chants that we are going to be using, in some future workings. So it is definitely a nature perspective. It's got some druidic perspectives. Very, very good. Very comfortable read. It's not too crazy and all out there. So if you're interested in elements, you really should take a peek at this one. It gives you some really good information.
I bet you could find a good book. A lot to choose from. Paranormal Witch, that'd be good. Unhecate. Excuse me. And then Gordon's Guide to Magical Resistance. Primal Runes by Roger Caberlet.
Tabby, I've never heard of that one. The Primal Runes. I'm not a big. I'm not sure of that one. I've never heard of that one. I don't know why I can't speak today. Like I can't word. Words are hard, okay? And then Dragon Dancer, Gorgon's Guide to Magical Resistance. Interesting. Don't know anything about either one of those, but they seem interesting. I like magical resistance, and that seems like something that would be neat to read about. I would love to hear more on that. The other book that I have that I'm currently about halfway through is The Introduction to the Hermetics. Now, this is an explanation of basic concepts of the science of magic. This is a compilation. It is a very interesting look at hermetics. There's discussion of God and in life and just things in general. If you do it with an open perspective and an open brain, also highly recommend this book. If you are interested in learning something a little bit different in the hermetics, I will tell you, this book easily, with minor tweaks in your brain, supports nature-based religion, left-hand path, Satanism, multiple different paths, because it's not written from a place of dogma. It is definitely written from an understanding piece. So if you can get past the use of the word God, and because that kind of does give me certain feelings, that's my problem. But that's the thing. But that book has been really, really good, and that is The Introduction to the Hermetics by Jacob Abramowitz.
You really got on a lot about the 4 Elements of the Wise and how you like it. Would you recommend
sounded awfully
that one?
judgy. You go on a lot about.
No, you've brought it up a lot. Would you recommend that book by Ivo Dominguez?
As I just stated a couple of minutes ago, yes.
I would like a copy. Is there an extra copy? Probably not, huh?
No, but it is a good book. I like it because it's very it explains and engages different systems of elements while not telling you have to or must or should or can only. And I think that's important in a book. It helps me, and that's also a personal thing. Like when somebody says you must, you have to do this, you must, you shall.
Yeah.
I don't like
say
it.
that.
Because it's
I don't tell people that, though.
It's a personal thing that's in my brain that gets kind of stuck.
What is a sylph? An air spirit stemming from the 19th century works of...
So you have the sylphs.
Yes.
For air, the salamanders in fire.
Oh, that's me.
The undines in the water. And the gnomes in the earth.
So you're a gnome.
And this actually goes through that and talks about where that came from and why, and what's the idea behind it. Another thing that I find interesting that I didn't necessarily consider in my practice that I do now, I think it was in my brain, but this will be a whole other topic, is when I picture myself and work through elementals, I picture a collective elemental, like the collective of one thing, one far-arching entity. But after reading the Four Elements of the Wise and really understanding a little bit more about elements and the way they're presented in there, now I can see that there is just as many different people and different types of entities and I don't want to say entities, like physical beings there are on the planet. There are just as many non-physical beings, including elementals. So you have air elementals that are way under our understanding and can be very easily and simple, and then you have some that are way above our understanding, as in the angelic realm, for example, that we can't understand. And that made a big difference to me because it really spoke to the as above, so below part of me that I kind of see.
Now you need to have
Is that
medicine.
you or her making that noise?
I couldn't tell.
I think it's her tummy growling.
But I thought I fed her.
Oh,
I think she
good.
needs her medicine.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you eat? Look at your
Her little
medicine.
toeses. She's so cute.
I would have figured you for a sylph,
Ew.
but you're a gnome. Right?
That's not how it works. But since you're on the topic, those three, the sylphs, salamanders, undines, and gnomes, are only the ones that are most closely vibrational to us that we understand. They're the middle ground.
Oh.
There are many, 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 many more entities, just as infinitely as we are. And then that was something that was very interesting revelation to me in the Four Elements of the Wise and the Hermetics. Again, there's a lot of these things that I kind of feel and they resonate with me, but I don't know how to put them into words until I read them somewhere. I see them, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's how I've been feeling. That makes sense. I like that. It goes. It's very in tune because again, we're all connected. It should resonate, right? She is ripping that thing
I
up.
bet that really is a good book.
Yeah, it is.
Now,
But
is it
in-
something you can just read, or does it have exercises peppered every other page?
I'll come back to that since
Oh,
I was
okay.
talking about the
Oh,
Hermetics
so
real
sorry.
quick.
You just
Um,
I'll go give her
One of the
medicine.
things that is in the Hermetics book that kind of, again, things that resonate but that come back to it. And I hope everybody's laughing because I just mentioned that when we were talking about the book too, what he said, what he's asking. One of the reasons I really, really like the Four Elements of the Wise is because it only has a few exercises.
I'm neurodivergent.
My goodness.
Get her mom.
You're neurotic something. But anyway, like I was saying, the Hermetic idea of if ultraviolet and infrared are light colors just out of our senses and other beings can sense them, right? It is just as plausible, whether you can prove it or not, that there are other entities and energies around us that we cannot sense until we attune to them and start learning to them using other sensory mechanisms, mainly our mind, our pituitary, our pineal gland, all those things in our mind that are a little bit different. And so is it expressible that Hecate is sitting right beside me right now laughing at me because I'm being silly about something? Or it is absolutely possible, plausible, and probable because that was our topic, right? Everything and nothing. So that's kind of the thing that kind of stuck out in between these two books. And the other interesting thing is Introduction to the Hermetics was a recommended book in Uncle Setnack's Guide to the Left-Hand Path and was also mentioned in the Four Elements of the Wise. So these things are all playing off of each other and all, very interesting and very neat way to kind of go about things. When I was reading the Four Elements of the... And I'm sorry I keep going back and forth because I'm kind of sitting in place here until Rook gets back. Because I want to also follow up with you, Tabby, a little bit on your Primal Runes comment. But the jumping back and forth is because as I'm reading and adding more layers to this, they're going back and forth and entering, balancing off of each other. So pretty interesting to me. I think it's pretty telling that they kind of go together. Now, the Four Elements of the Wise... it is not presented. I don't want to say it's not academic, but because it is. It's supported. It's evidenced in many cases. It is resourced, but it is a lot more about how it feels and how things are and how things work, as opposed to like the structured thing that some people are really looking at. Now, Hermetics, it's a lot more structured. So really good, I think. Really neat way to do it. So Tabby, it was The Primal Runes by Roger Calverley. I want to make sure I say that right. And is the Primal Runes based on the phases of the moon and the elements? Okay, that's neat. Again, I'm gonna look that. Let me look that up now. I want to kind of see what you guys are reading too. The Primal Runes, is it Archetypes of Invocation and Empowerment? I feel like I've seen this. I feel like I've seen this. Is it this one? I'd be interested just to kind of to see if that's the one you're talking about, because again, I really enjoy seeing new things. I am still working on and welcome. Is it SRL 413? So yeah, if you're interested in that book, there it is. I am still trying to work through the regular runes, I guess. The Elder Futhark, I think, is what it is. So what I've done, I got into them, I learned them pretty well, and then I let go of them, which sucks. And trying to get back into it and relearn them, but I learned the words and the letters first, and then how to spell with them as an alphabet, because that helps me remember them, and then go back and learn a little bit more. Some of them are easy, like Isa is ice. What does ice represent from a runic standpoint? And correct me if I'm wrong, Dragon, but this was my thinking, how I've been kind of learning is, you think of Isa, what it stands for, it's singular, it's blocked. Ice, things that are blocked, things that are cold, things that are removed, but it also has positives, such as it is structural, it is crystal, it is very powerful, and it is a way to contain water and carry it in a different manner. So there's all things you can do with learning runes from that area. But that's just neat. I like that. Left-hand path, Kelvin, yes.
Yay,
so
Kelvin.
As you know, I always consider myself left-hand path adjacent. If somebody put me in a corner and said that I had to say it, I probably would say I probably do follow a version of left-hand path. I think both of us do. But there is much more specific nature religion for me in it, and there's much more specific elemental stuff. So that's why I just go with eclectic pagan. But definitely left-hand path. Speaking of left-hand path, mentioned it earlier, Uncle Setneck's Guide to the Left-Hand Path. Amazing book.
Amazing book until, for me, amazing the whole way until the freaking initiation ceremony at the end. And that, to me, was just like, blah, 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 like gibberish. It didn't make a bit of a sense. But the whole book, up until that part, was amazing.
I agree. That part was very strange and very weird, and not for us specifically. But everything leading up to it was very
amazing,
engaging, and very important. So I don't know.
Up to that, I'd say it's one of the best books I've ever read. One of my favorite books about life.
Sorry about the barking, y'all. I know that taps out the speaker. So let's see.
Stop yelling.
Yeah, and I think that's really important to kind of say it.
Yeah, dragon.
And I like, I will never be able to know for sure, I guess, or we never will, because we even talked about, I'm putting together a tarot class with the tarot history. You ultimately don't truly have the ability to find that stuff out sometimes, whether one was first or one was other. But what is often, I've looked at both many different sets of runes, and they all speak to me in a way that I feel like I've seen them before. So I think that's pretty interesting. And then Yes, Dragon Dancer. Left hand, right hand doesn't matter. 100% I agree. Although, for me, when you look at actual definitions from that linguistic perspective, Fiji, you're going to have to go outside, honey, if you keep it up. It's too much. Hurts my ears.
Yeah, that's too much. You want to go in the bedroom or outside?
Right hand path tends to rely on a specific dogma and some specific things that I don't. So I align more, I think, with the left hand path philosophy. But in the end, I think you're absolutely right. It's better to probably not say either. Like, you just do what you want.
And
that's how it should be, right?
Eve's reading the Spiral Dance.
Ooh.
I'd be interested to know how that is. I've not read that. I haven't read the Starhawk book, but you haven't read it yet either, have you?
I started it, but I haven't done a lot of it.
You can't beat the classics.
Yeah, and it's the Spiral Dance, Eve, the Spiral Dance by Starhawk, right?
Is it Starhawk?
I think it
And
is.
Eve?
Well, there is. I'm sure there's probably more than one book, but yeah, like I'm definitely spending a lot of time with Starhawk lately as far as reading. I've got 3 Starhawk books I want to get through. So once I finish the Hermetics, Introduction to the Hermetics, I have 3 books that are so far at the top of my list. I want to read them all, like, right now. The Empowerment Manual by Starhawk. The what was the other one? Oh, I forgot the name of it by Starhawk. And then The Children of Ash and Elm.
Yeah, that's it.
But that is such a huge book. But I actually might take that one with me. But the Empowerment Manual by Starhawk has been great because while I've read I would say about 30 pages of it, you can use it like a textbook. You can go to areas and say, oh, our group is having trouble with. You can go to that section and you can read a little bit and say, okay, I need to do less of this and do more of this, and maybe recommend this. So, pretty cool. But if that's the one that you're reading,
please let us know how you like it.
Yeah, hopefully other people will be able to see it and be interested in that too. So, perfect.
Joy's going to, shouldn't probably call out, but Joy's going to lead us in a Spiral Dance next week.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's a public
I'm
ritual.
really excited to experience that.
Yeah.
That will be cool.
If you're local in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Southwest Florida, and you want to come to a public ritual April 29th, 2 things are actually happening at 2 o'clock.
I'm behind too, paranormal, way behind. I haven't read since December, so don't feel bad.
Beatrice will be doing a class, our first class from the new cups. It is open to the public, so it does have a charge or a fee. It's $20, I believe. If you can't do the $20, I think we can probably get some assistance. But it's all about the Holy Tulsi.
Oh.
Which we've been using at her recommendation for tea, and it is amazing.
I think that will be a wonderful...
So...
that'll be an awesome class.
That's Saturday, the 29th at 2 o'clock next week. And then right after that, well, not right after, but that's 2 to 3. And then at 5, we're doing Beltane Ritual, hopefully with fire. But if not, we'll, depending on how the land is, we will be doing our regular thing. And we'll jump over something that looks like a fire. And we will be doing Maypole. So super excited about next week. That is next week, right?
Yep. I'm excited for the Maypole. Dress that rod up.
Yes. Braid the rod. Happy early birthday, Dragon Dancer.
Yes, happy birthday to Dragon.
You'll be there with us in spirit. Espiritus. Yes, and Fluffer Pupper is being silly. She's been quiet all the time. It's just when she's not center of attention.
Just when she knows we're not focused.
Like on the couch, she now, which she didn't used to, she sits between us and doesn't allow us to be near each other, which is hilarious. All right. So, that's that. We are committed to spending some time today to work on our last 2 cards of the shadow work. Mm-hmm. We have done our initial discussions and things with it, but we're going to push forward and we want to get that episode out.
Happy birthday, Violet Zombie. For Wednesday.
Yes, happy birthday. Getting a lot of late April birthdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you and Dragon both have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Wonderful day.
And do what you would like to do.
Do what you want. You can do. Y'all
Yes,
hear
sir.
her?
Is that Ma?
That is Ma yelling at us for not picking her up.
Come on, Ma Petite. My goodness, honey.
Yeah, she is something else.
These
So,
are airborne gummies from vitamin C.
happy birthday, Violet. So, yeah, so what else? We're going to put out that. Oh, I do want to do some tarot videos again, but Tarot Day has been hard because our time has been so limited between the new job that I'm doing and all that stuff. Hopefully, it'll get back on track because I miss doing it. And if Rook can decide he wants anything to do with it,
Oh, I do. I like it much better when I'm a part of it.
then you have to start getting up at 6:30 with me when I do it.
Okay, no problem.
No problem.
No problem.
So that's going to be happening. We'll get the video out for the shadow work because we did the first 4 cards. We have 2 left in the star, which is the other book we're also reading still. Shadow work, Tarot Shadow Work by Christine Jeté. So we'll keep that going. Look at this little snot.
I'm a baby.
You're so funny.
Run in the shadows. Hey guys. Oh, he says hi guys. I thought I said hi gays. I'm like, yeah, that's true. But
Hey, Joe.
so yeah, I mean that's like I said, we didn't have any real topics today as far as specific. We wanted to run through that. I really thought that like these 2 books have just had such an impact, and you know it's weird. I am probably going to have the no matter what book it is, except for maybe one. Like I love all of them. Like I recommend all of them because there's somebody that it would help. But I can't say that this book would be recommended or great for everybody. And some people might not like them at all. But for me, I find value in everything I read, even if I don't like it. The only time I don't like a book is when the reading style gets weird or crazy or unable to follow. Psychic Witch and Mastering Magic, again, both great books. I kind of wish that the book there would be like the what do you call it, the prose in the front and maybe the exercises in the back to access. But it's too many exercises at one time, like in a place. So
I want to read
personally,
it and then do exercises if I want to. I mean, I like it.
and that's one of the things that I'm working on right now. Is I've read that now I'm going back into the 4 Elements of the Wise, and I've done a couple of exercises. We'll do more. Ziggy, good morning.
Ziggy, ziggy, ziggy.
Same Dragon Dancer. Last week I was in Virginia Beach for work, in Virginia Beach specifically, and I made it a very, very pointed thing to do 3 things that I have not done that in the entire time I've been traveling. So 8.5 years, 9 years I've been traveling, and I never did these 3 things. Well, I'll tell you what those 3 things are, but in general what it is I never go out after I make it back to the hotel. I stay in the hotel, sometimes do work and just stay in. I don't go back out ever. I don't see people in the area. I don't, a little social awkwardness. I don't like to go out and see or meet new people. It's weird to me. It's uncomfortable a little bit. Or even people that I know, like people that I've known my whole life, I don't go see them either because it's weird. And so what I did different, and I don't go enjoy the scenery, the place. So this past week, I went to a spot on the beach where I used to go all the time to sit and clear my head at Virginia Beach Oceanfront. Transformative experience to go back to those places. And I met with 2 friends that I've had for majority or big part of my life. And just had some really good conversations with them and got out of the hotel. So those are things like I don't normally do, and they have been they've been able to be done based on some of the shadow work that I've been doing. So that was the point of that. It's some of the shadow work that I have been addressing and that has been coming on, because whether you do it through the Tarot Shadow Work book or some other way, it's going to make itself known. How you manage through it is important. But yeah, that has made a difference in how I do stuff. It has also made me a little bit less socially nervous about meeting some of you hopefully next week when I fly into Austin.
Woo!
So I fly into Austin on Monday, and I'm in Austin all day Monday, but Monday evening I'm driving to San Antonio, and then I'm staying in San Antonio that Monday night. Tuesday morning I'm in San Antonio, then Tuesday night I'm driving to Dallas. So anybody who's in the San Antonio area, Monday night is my best night.
Oh, you actually are going to Dallas?
Yeah. Yeah, I fly into Austin, fly out of Dallas.
Huh.
But I'm staying an extra day, so Monday night is my best day for San Antonio. Wednesday night is my best day for just doing whatever because I don't have to. I have a little bit more freedom that afternoon. So just throwing that out there. Anybody happens to be in. So yeah. Topic.
Ooh, I want to talk about something I'm looking at trying to figure out this week.
Okay.
So, excuse me, and my voice may cut out.
Do I need some hing?
Might. So we're trying to just make small changes to lessen our impact on the earth and the environment. And one thing I want to try is half of the clothes that we washed this week. I want to figure out a clothesline or hang dry system.
I chuckle when you say figure out because it's not hard to figure out.
I mean, it's not hard to figure out, but we do
We
have
gotta
to
get
figure
one.
out where we're going to put it. And so at least, gradually, instead of, since I'm already using water and electricity to wash the clothes, half of the loads, if we do 4 loads of clothes a week, 2 of those hang dry. And I think it's just something, little bitty things I want to do to try to lessen our impact.
And I love that because we have solar, and we just barely don't break even. We're just a little bit over breaking even from what our solar produces versus what we use. So, our electric bill went from about $450 a month to $20 to $25 a month with our solar. So that is her making that noise, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little grunty.
Why don't you go lay on the couch?
Guys, I want to be in your arms. So yeah, I mean that's very exciting to me. The more we can reduce, the better. The only reason we don't reduce the air conditioning is because of VG. She just gets hot really easy, obviously. So we keep that pretty cool inside.
But that would be really nice if we could figure out a way in the winter months or sometimes to.
What we do.
What we do. Yeah.
In the cooler months, we don't use near as much electricity. That's where we make up the difference. But yeah, so it goes to show that just because you have solar or you have alternate means, that you can still and should still reduce. I think I love the idea. I even think from an elemental standpoint, you get
the air, the sun into your clothes.
You already had the water and the earth. The earth was the dirt,
water,
and the creation of it, and the water was the cleaning.
So to put all of the elements back into. Now I'm not saying I'll ever get a wash pan or something, but I
would consider it.
I definitely can hang dry clothes, and hopefully I can figure out the rainy season schedule to do it around the rain.
I think for the rainy season, you can actually buy a retractable one, right? That you hang up in, like she was just saying, Eve was just saying, in your shower.
Oh, cool.
And I've seen them retractable. You just pull the line across.
And the curtain was etc. Oh, that's good.
Ziggy, I love that we have solar. I'm very sad if we move to lose that, but we just do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it'd be for our rolling, not putting on the grid. Which, I mean, it's great that we help generate solar electricity, but I'd like it to power my own house. Like, we don't get any of that energy.
Mm-mm.
So, we're making it.
Which is fine. You know, we are still using coal energy here, but we are putting energy back in the grid for other people to use, which is fine. It balances, it does reduce our footprint, which I think is important.
Thank you, baby. Hey, Tashi.
One of the things that I do like, but it's just too expensive, is buying manufactured solar generators. So there's a generator called the Energy Flex, but it's almost $3,000 to get started. and it's an inverter that's expandable. You can use solar, you can use wind, all kinds of things to charge it. And then you can expand the ability for it to hold batteries. It's a very nice modular system. But I picture something like that for long-term solar for the house, but just not here. Yeah.
I need one more shiny.
Yeah, you know, I kind of missed that yesterday was Earth Day.
I did too.
But once we were out, we saw it everywhere.
Ooh.
Or the day before, whenever it was.
Sweet.
But tell us a little bit more about that, Regs.
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 Let me go get some more stuff.
I'm gonna look it up too and see if I can get a little bit of info on it.
Baby.
Saturday, April 22nd. And I'm mad because that is one thing that I usually don't forget. I'm going to switch over here just to share. Obviously, we missed it because it was yesterday, but this is a pretty neat. I'm not going to play that because the sound just does not work. There is definitely no Planet B, although we're going to ruin anything we touch anyway. Animal agriculture, yes. Production, consumption of meat and dairy, driving force behind climate change, resource depletion, species extinction, and many social injustices. I agree with that. I know we even talked about this a little bit yesterday. I do have some significant cognitive dissonance that I'm aware of and trying to work through. I think Rook probably feels the same way. But that's something that we've thought about and talked about. The amount of resources it takes to raise animals to farm for dairy and meat is excessive. It's a lot, and it's very destructive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I may feel differently for people that do it locally, personally, and one of that. So, sorry, just catching up, making sure I have everything here. Yeah, so, my theory is sustain as much as you can sustain. It is important for me not to push too hard because I want to allow, if somebody is not interested, I don't want to cut them off from still doing something. Like we have limited our meat intake quite a bit. We're not willing to stop it, but we are limiting, which is a step in the right direction in some cases. And, if we had a farm, we probably would, do that for ourselves. Now, I think I'll always be a meat eater to a degree. Most likely. But there are still things you can do to minimize it, your impact. So that's important. So I'm going to go back to that little screen just in case anybody is interested and show it a little bit.
Vegan Earth Day March.
The Vegan Earth Day March.
What is that?
I'm assuming they'll probably do it yearly, right? So this is yesterday. Excuse me. So if you're interested, you should probably go here and check it out. This is veganearthdaymarch.org. This is very simple. If you're interested, so there you go. I'm still not paying $18 for plant-based beef jerky. Cannot believe that. Anywho. Eve, very good point. I think that sits very well with me. Oh yes, Ziggy. I don't know if you saw. You probably didn't, and you may even know more about it than I do. But
ooh, Ziggy.
Regs made some appetizers, some vegan appetizers for us using a plant-based. I think it was a plant-based sausage. Oh my God, they were so good.
Those were so freaking good. And the tarts.
Oh, it was all good.
The freaking tarts.
So
amazing.
I don't know that we got the recipe, but we did get the stuff. I think I do have the recipe. I can't remember. But regardless, there are lots of things that taste great that you can do that can reduce your use. So good, though.
Have a petite.
So good.
A petite.
My petite's not vegan.
We talked about getting a chicken
We did.
for eggs, but I think we really need to look at what would entail. What that would entail. Yeah, we get a chicken. Chicken lay us eggs.
Yeah, we're trying to get involved in some things that we can do. We actually was talking about that yesterday. That's where the idea even came from, was between the group from
Beatrice?
Cups. Well, not just Beatrice. It was all of it. It was Reg, all of us sitting at the table. Ray and everybody.
Hang them clothes out to dry.
I have it somewhere in the Discord. I'll have to share it to you. It was really, it was so good. Field roast.
Was it Impossible bread or homemade?
Yes, and Kelvin, $18 for it was plant-based beef jerky, and it was 2 ounces. So I looked for regular beef jerky, and it was $1 less. It was $15.99 for regular beef jerky, 2 ounces, at the airport. And then today I was at the freaking Walgreens, and I like beef jerky. It's a good way for me to get protein without a lot of carbs and on the run, because I'm diabetic, so I have to be careful. So yeah, I went to go buy some, and a regular bag of it's like $13.99 right now. I can make it myself. We've made it before. I love my version better than anybody's. It just takes a whole day to make. And with me traveling, I haven't had time. I want to quit my job, please.
Homestead, homestead.
Oh, yes, my petite.
We're working on it.
My petite said, homestead, homestead, stay on with me. Work the land.
I would do quail too. I would consider it. We had a couple of interesting ideas now that our tree is gone and we have that whole section. We're still looking at how we're going to do our garden, because again, we're doing a small garden. This really for us is just the learning experience. We know there's lots of ways to learn from other people, but we do want to experience a little bit, because our plan is still our plan. Again, I know it's going to take us a lot longer, I think, than we want, than we even think, because we're looking at some other things that are going to be a barrier for us to do what we want to do as quickly as we want to do it. So we might have to delay on our end, but it's still the goal. So we want to experience some things and kind of do it. But Beatrice had a really good idea. Beatrix. And you're right, it may be too small. And I'm not against quail either, by the way.
Yeah.
But
You grew up on a farm.
very slow, yes.
Oh, yes, okay.
But our idea was potentially having a ground level coop type thing that we can move easily.
Oh, thanks.
So
Thanks, Renan. Thanks, Renan the Shadows.
Oh, we will use everybody, please.
Yes, we will definitely.
All of you guys, everybody has been such a great resource to us. We don't have the land here, and the problem is we have land. Like we have 3 acres in Central Florida that we can use. It's just far enough away that we can't get there consistently enough to grow things. If we were to start growing stuff on our land, we would not be able to do cups. We would not be able to do any services. We wouldn't be able to do anything on the
We'd
weekend.
have to be there every other day.
Yeah, so it's very unfortunate that that's kind of where that is, unless we move out there.
Yeah.
So, but thank you for that, absolutely. That's probably some topics we can have people on in the future for, too.
A chicken tractor. Ooh, what's that?
Tarot Destroyer. Awesome Tarot Destroyer. Let's go ahead and
Hold on.
do that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Before it gets going. Mobile coupon wheels. Yes, that was the idea.
Mobile coupon wheels.
That was what we talked about yesterday. But we're not ready for that yet. We still have to learn how to make a garden. I can't grow things. I kill them all. So baby steps. We're gonna wait on that. But anyway, so that's kind of the idea.
Cantaloupes.
Oh, we will, Mama.
I love cantaloupe.
Yeah, some
No.
watermelon, yellow ones.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, our thing is, and I'm getting off topic in my head here because we're gonna switch to tarot in a minute. But I think, like, we have these real need to get into a place where we can actually do this for a living and kind of cut down and
I can't block
reconnect and
her.
do all of that stuff, right?
How do you block her on the phone?
Ziggy
Block.
got it. Paranormal guy. Everybody got it. Y'all are awesome. They'll just keep coming back. It is what it is.
Yeah, she will. Oh, Lord.
Lord,
Excuse me.
but But yeah, so we thought about working on and developing the 3 acres that we have out in near Okeechobee, but that's not
some
going to be
juice.
a good long term,
Yeah.
a good full long term plan. So it is what it is. We're gonna let Rook go get some juice.
Ooh.
Do you mind bringing me a beer from the garage?
A poison garden. Ooh. Yeah. You want okay, yes. I don't mind. I'm getting
Run in the shadows. You guys staying in Florida?
running.
One of our issues with I am not comfortable here, socially, politically, that kind of stuff. That's a problem for me. That's why a lot of this has come up. So we don't know if we're going to be long term here or not. I think we don't want to be in the long term. But in any case, and we've said this before, we really want to spend more time with you and Beatrice and Heather's been coming over a bit, and I've learned a lot from her too, to kind of get some garden stuff here so we can experience it while we're waiting to be able to go do whatever our ultimate decision is. So no worries, Ziggy. It's okay. I mean, I got the first one, so it's not gonna matter. It's fine. Got you too. It is what it is. We'll see a lot of that. I do want to spend time working with people. I'd love to do a poison garden. That'd be so neat. I just don't want to kind of do it. Here because of the animals. It makes me nervous for them. Because I'm not here all the time, and it just makes it difficult. But regardless, our whole thing is to get some experience here, kind of see what happens next. I think our thought is to ultimately get out of Florida because of the way things are, and that they will probably continue. But there's also a lot of things we love about Florida: year-round rideability, year-round growth. So there's a lot to think about, a lot to really go through and decide. So, and yes, Manny, thank you so much. I'm glad you are feeling so much better. Thank you for sharing that. I was a little bit worried about that. So, yeah, we're looking at long-term plans. I think that ultimately we're going to get out of Florida. We had a lot of discussion on that. I think that is ultimately going to be the plan. But again, we got to learn. We need to pay off a lot of our bills because we have not really overextended, but we've extended ourselves to a point where we're not comfortably safe financially as in a way that allows us to reduce. So we're working on that now, that reduction, that need to kind of, pay off cars, pay off some bills, and get some things saved up so that we can then really see what the options are and kind of get out. But Florida does scare me when it comes to the way social things are right now, and I know that can change anywhere too. So yeah, Florida's definitely not the place to be. Long term. So but all the desires and wants in the world, you have to actually be able to actually pull the trigger and do them, and that's where we're kind of sitting, that we've got things that have to come into place first before we make that to actually pull a trigger there. What's Rook's option?
Gotta get juice.
If you're talking about the Wisconsin Rook option, that's the big option. That's the number one. That is, to me, that's like 85% the way we were going to want to end up going. I think.
As snowbirds.
As snowbirds,
for me,
yes.
initially.
Well, not even initially, maybe permanently. Who knows?
Because I
DeSantis.
love the Florida weather, but
Now I am hoping that Governor Death Sentence. I like that. Ron Death Sentence. Rhonda F. Senate. I don't know. But I'm hoping he runs for president, gets his ass beat by somebody, anybody, I don't care at this point, and then gets booed out of the state of Florida. But that's probably not likely to happen.
No, people like him.
If there was a little bit of social relaxation and these stupid don't say gay bills and the drag queen stuff, and we have pride events now that are canceling because they're afraid of what could potentially happen legally if a drag queen is there at the same time as somebody under 18. So as long as that stuff's still in place, we're uncomfortable. That could change, we don't know. Probably not likely. Run in the shadows, that is exactly my biggest hang up. That is my number one. We talked about it yesterday at Cups. That is my number one thing that's like, if everybody leaves, it will get much scarier. And we do have 3 acres here that could be farmland. It's in farmland. It's such a crazy decision to make. But we don't have to make a decision today. There are many options and many things. We do know what we kind of want to do, and I think that's just what we're doing. So yeah, the thing is, Manny, and I agree with you. It could happen anywhere, and unfortunately, it is happening a lot of wheres. There are other things that are equally important to me that, unfortunately, Washington State has made a lot harder for me now. So for me, Washington State is off the list for possibilities, and I'm just using that as an example because that's an example that has now prevented me from being able to go there for certain things that I want to be able to do and have choice in. So. It's literally everything has to be full one side and full the other. That's the problem, and it's really hard ultimately. But you have to do what you have to do when you have to do it, right? And that's what you do. I have not had any personal negative experiences, and since I've been here, none. Only positive experiences about me. Everything about me. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, nor does it mean I'm assuming, are blind to the fact that the laws are stupid. All the sex ed stuff and bans and things, that is, whether it directly affects me or not, it affects me for sure. And we've had many a conversation about that, and that's really sad. 100%. And might I add, looking at you guys' pictures since you've moved, y'all look amazing. Like you have lost so much energetic weight. It is just both of you are glowing every time we see it. I love it. So it's obvious that it was the right thing for you guys. I love that. And I do not think I'm going to live in Florida. I'm not retiring in Florida. This is not my retirement plan. But that's what we have to start thinking about, is what is our retirement plan? Hopefully we can build 10-foot barbed wire fences around our plot somewhere.
What?
Just kidding.
What'd you say?
10-foot barbed wire fences all around our property. Yeah. No, and I think that is very, very smart and very appropriate. You guys look, like I said, you guys look great. I love how happy you look. Not that you didn't look that here, but there's a difference. There is a absolute difference between when you were here and there. So that's huge. Shar. Sorry, I don't think I saw you. If you said hi earlier, I apologize. I missed it, but hi. And yes, stupid restrictions. Regs just posted some bad information to share your links section on Discord.
Oh, cool.
Okay, did you do it in the 2 Pondering Pagans or Cups? I just want to make sure because I can move it over. But thank you. Yes. I cannot even imagine that. That makes me even more angry, Joe. Stuff makes me so mad.
More of this not being the same race as being husbands.
It makes you want to punch somebody in the face. We still haven't met your guy, by the way. You're holding out, but whatever. We need to go to Casa again. It's been a while.
We do.
Anyway, I think we're at a point now where we need to switch over to Tarot. Thank you, Regs. I love it. I'm going to just post the link.
Reggie.
Any of you are not in our Two Pondering Pagans Discord, you should check it
I
out.
would not.
Pretty open
New desert
space.
climate, yeah.
If you check out the Two Pondering Pagans Discord, you can see where Regs Lightseeker just posted some information in there. And share your links. There's no real rules in anywhere in there, guys. To just post what you want to post, where you want to post it. There's some prepping section there we're going to develop a little bit more. Can you start writing down people for tarot?
Oh, let's see.
Did you ask?
Where's our paper?
We didn't have a paper this time.
Hold on.
Use the old one and turn it over.
Gotta catch up. Where's the old one?
Or a notebook.
Hold on.
It's so
Okay,
funny.
I saw Ziggy.
I have to put Ma down.
Where is it?
Alright, so we've got Ziggy,
Ziggy,
a
Char.
general. We've got Shar, a general. Tabby. Didn't ask for one yet.
Hold on.
Dragon Dancer.
Dragon, paranormal.
Mystic. Money. Joy.
Paranormal.
Manny.
Mystic.
Joy Purcell.
Manny. General. Joy.
Tabby. If you didn't get her already.
General. Tabby.
How many people do you have?
I have
6 or 7?
7.
Alright, I think we're good.
Okay.
Anybody else? If you want to read, just plop it in there. Can you take her and unfortunately put her down so that you're the bad guy and I'm not?
Come on, my petite. I'm gonna go put her on our bed though, so she won't be too mad.
Oh, she does like being on the bed, that's for sure. So this is my favorite thing to do in the world. I love the cards. But we've had to move some things around, so let's see if we can get this squared away properly. So I have to do this because if I don't center this, then Rook has no idea where to put anything. Got it. Yeah. We're going to have to read fast today. I don't know where his pen went. I think he took it with him. Alright, so... Run in the shadows. Kelvin, we got you. We're going to have to go quick. We have a lot today.
Where are my oldies? Are these my oldies?
And Steve. If it's okay, Dragon, we'll do Steve at the same right after you.
Here's my oldies. Let's put on some sachet. You get the list here.
Yeah, and I find that so sad, Eve, because in the end, anything that allows love to and joy and companionship to be together in any shape or form should be allowed.
I love this deck. It's so beat up.
We got a lot to do. All right, that little thingy's on.
Huh? Take it out?
No, it's on.
Oh.
Don't move my stuff.
Look at how beat up my Morgan Greer cover is.
That's all that's left.
That's all that's left of the box of my Morgan Greer. And I love it.
Okay, absolutely, Eve. We'll throw you on.
Do you have any stuff to cleanse? Kelvin, Steve.
So the way we do this, if you haven't had a reading before, we each will pull one card. The more people that are physically here, the more cards you pull. So otherwise, we each pull one. Unless it's just one of us, then we pull 3. So right now, you'll get a 2-card read. And if you could set that over there.
I need to set up the charcoal because we're going to need it.
I will be using Seasons of the Witch, Beltane Oracle. If you are not
this is so
familiar
cool.
with Seasons of the Witch, this is it is a what do you call it?
I think it's a really cool.
It's like a compendium. I don't know how to say it because there are multiples. They don't have one for every time, but they're getting there. every turn of the wheel, I should say. So there's a Yule Oracle, there is a Beltane, which I'm using today, there is Samhain Oracle, and they're actually doing Ostara and a couple of others. So it's Seasons of the Witch, there's its own.
Ouch.
What are you... Put it back. Put it back. You don't know how to do this. Go away. Move. 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 Does not know how to do this. Why do you think we have tongs? We have like 4 pairs of tongs on this place and you didn't grab one.
Morgan Greer. It's my favorite. Yeah, a nap for sure.
There we go. Alright, give me my book back.
Oh, give you a book back?
Yes. So, I love just having so many decks to be able to pull from. I've never used this particular one because I bought it a while back, but obviously I wanted to wait until Beltane.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to ask permission, but I'm going to do it anyway. But I am going to burn a very tiny bit of our Beltane blend that we created for Beltane, since we're doing the Beltane deck, and we probably will not have a show next week. It is a little bit difficult when we do ritual and are out a lot when I'm traveling and stuff too, because I get in that Friday and travel back out that Monday, and so it's very hard for me to do this unless Rook wants to do one by himself. So we most likely will not have a service next week, just because there's so much going on for us. I say us and I really mean me, but yeah, so we're going to burn a teensy bit of the Beltane to do our first cleansing, at least. It's funny because we used honey as a binder in this one, and it has balled up a little bit, so I have to mix it some. But the freaking smell in this thing is phenomenal. So we're going to... I don't know what Rook's doing. He's vaping very loudly, trying to do it so I can't hear him.
Getting juice, thank you.
He's trying to hide his vape.
I was getting juice, thank you.
And trying to hide your vape.
Alright, who are we?
And you know what, Eve? It doesn't matter because you knew what it was, right? I will correct somebody. Just because if you know how something is most likely to be said and accepted, you can correct somebody. But you know what? If you want to continue calling it that, it's not going to bother me because you know the spirit of it and what it means, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
That's right.
So, but I'm glad you don't have to kind of stay out of community. You have some community you can stick with. So, are you ready?
Can't tell if that's lit or not.
It's lit.
Maybe it's
glowing red.
It's ready. Ooh,
This
good.
is our Beltane smoke. Share.
Ooh, it smells good.
Oh my God, y'all. Joy, this is... If I had to guess, this would be the water of fire that we're burning right now. And I learned that I am the water of earth when I went through some experiences in the 4 elements of the wise. I am water of earth. We are all things, but it explains a lot of how I am and why water is so important to me. But anyway, I thought I would share that. That is something I need to discuss.
Oh my goodness, I'm clumsy.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a jumper.
All right, Ziggy. I'm plucking the web here to connect to Queen Ziggy for a general. I would love, Joy, to have some more conversation with you specifically about those things based on what I've learned with this book, because I want to see which ones kind of go together and which ones are different, because I need to experience that more. But that would be something I would love to have some conversation about sometime soon. I need to learn more about it from different aspects. Ziggy, let's see. General, what does the universe want Ziggy to know today? If you're ready, you can go ahead and pull.
I'm getting there.
Whew. All right, I'm ready.
I'm looking forward to Saturday. I need to see if I need to do more vinegar on the labby.
Queen Bee. Ziggy is Queen Bee. I know it's a little hard. I'd moved it a little bit, so it's not exactly perfect, but perfect. So your first card, Ziggy, is Bee. As you can see, for me, I love Bee the animal, but Bee of everything, Bee of linguistics, Bee of energy. So one of the things that the card says on it, I don't know if you can read it, but it says, remember not to drink all of the life from one flower. There are many, many, many places to taste from. So when a bee goes out collecting pollen, they go from flower to flower to flower, many, many different kinds of flowers. And then they go back and they create their honey, which sustains them, right? Or the hive anyway. And that honey is based on and can change on the personality of what the bee has collected. So if we're focused in on that bee, this is saying, make sure that you are, this sounds really inappropriate when I say it in my head, make sure that you're tasting the honey from multiple flowers.
Oh.
But in life general, right, this means no eggs in keeping from putting all of your eggs in one basket. Making sure that you have different outlets of things to kind of increase and do what you're doing. I know you have some things going on, and perhaps that you want to do. I think business-wise, we've talked about that in the past. I haven't heard you talk about that recently. But this kind of is giving me this kind of pull from different things in different areas to kind of do what it is you're trying to do.
Ah. All right. Well, I drew 4 of Pentacles. You got a good foundation for possessions, maybe money, financial status right now. No need to move or change any one of those pillars there. You're making good sense, whether it's business sense or just in what you have. This tells me, you don't need to go out and get anything new, like a new car or a house or anything big like that. Just keep holding steady and appreciate what you got. I love these cards.
I like Morgan Greer, but they
don't speak to you.
No. I have the deck, and it's like, if I was doing a general read, like out at which I want to do reads like we did at freaking Ostara. Like, I miss it. That was so much fun. I only got to do like 4.
Oh, really?
I want to do so many more. So, if anybody, I still owe Wade a read.
Ooh.
I just need to call him and do it, because it just keeps getting put off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you really do need to.
But I don't like doing them not in person either. I really like being in person for a big read like that. But anyway, all right.
What does Shah need to know? Shah.
Before I go to Shar, I'm going to throw in there, Ziggy, based on your comment, mostly just been making inventory. Maybe the bee is saying pull inventory from more than one place, even if it's the same thing. And maybe it's talking about making sure that you bring different elements into the inventories or things that you make. Especially with the 4 of Pentacles. Something about the bee is in your structure. The creating new things out of multiple things in the structure of what you're doing. So, but sorry, back to Shar. Let me play. I think I told you guys at some point, the way that I kind of do tarot is I picture myself plucking the little string that connects to the universe and then to the person we're reading for. So Shar, let's pluck away.
Ooh, what? Did it flip it upside down again? Oh, no, it didn't.
No.
Okay, that's how it is.
You okay?
Yeah. Well, it did do that one time. Like, it flipped
did.
the view.
It did. All right, Shar. Let's see what I got. Oracle. So Shar, the Oracle of the Oracle. Right? So interestingly, this is okay. So we're talking about Beltane Oracle, right? So we're talking Fire Festival. This is the time of lighting the fires to really start pushing up and out in the things that you do. So Fire is that element that always seeks to move up and go forward and go up. So this Beltane Oracle card, it's weird to have an Oracle card called the Oracle. But anyway, it's a reminder that as you are seeing things that you are doing spiritually, that you are doing in your life, make sure that you're doing things that will raise you up, because those are the things you need to be focused on right now. There is a time when you need to hunker down, and there is a time where you need to pull things closer in and to condense and to bring things down to earth, so to speak. Makes sense, right? Down to earth. Earth is your condensing energy. But right now is not that time. Right now is this fire. So if you want to see what's coming next and you want to go and experience what's coming next, light fire. This could be figuratively, could be truthfully. You may need to go out right now, wherever you are, with a small group of people and sit around a fire. Stare into the flame and see what the Oracle of Flame has to tell you. Because there's a message that's coming, but you have to be the recipient of that message, and it's going to involve that fire. Again, figuratively of actually action, or I see you literally sitting next to a candle or a flame or a fire and looking into the fire and just letting your mind start to wander and go through the fire and see what message is there for you. But there's a message for you, and you need to get that message through fire. So you're going to have to do something there.
There you go, sir. But you already know what to do. If you don't know, taking the time to light the fire is going to make it very clear. Move forward with your idea and don't let distractions get in the way. You're experienced, you're knowledgeable, and you're in tune with yourself. So you know which way to go regarding that idea, that inspiration. So clear your mind with the fire, but trust yourself. It's right in front of your face. Your gut and intuition are telling you what to do. You already know the answer. You're your own King of Swords.
I love that, because if you couple the King of Swords
That's
along with
just
the
like,
fire,
it's me. Look at him.
yeah, look in the fire and get the message that is probably coming from the King of Swords. Then it is a energetic, it's a decisive message, and the fire is just going to help you see it and recognize it. Even though, like Brooke said, you probably already know what that answer that is.
Yeah, just get from within. You know it. It's coming from you.
Dragon, you're up next.
Dragon. All right, Miss Dragon. What shall she need to know?
Dragon.
Drink of juice.
Ha!
Oh, did you pill already?
Yes, and it is absolutely 1000% fitting. It's hard to kind of pull this and be unbiased, especially when the card you pull is Earth Worship.
Ooh, wow.
So Dragon, the card that I've pulled for you is obviously this idea of Earth Worship. And in the card it says, until I can be in your arms again, Earth, I will hold you in mine. Not a clearer picture for time to work the land wherever it is, whether it's now, future, whatever. But this is the... I'm getting some kind of pull away from what you've been doing with the earth, or maybe you're working less than you normally do with the earth, maybe at your house or with friends or something. Something is a lot lessened, and you're feeling that lack of engagement with the earth. And I think Earth Worship here is reminding you, saying, hey, in the meantime, go do it. Go do that earth stuff that you've been doing and keep that up. Don't let it slide. Or maybe you haven't let it slide and it's just kind of coming up in your brain a little bit. But don't let it slide. Get back out there and put your hands in the dirt. Hold up the earth and the Earth Worship, and things will be okay for you. Don't let there be a lapse. It really wants you to get back in the garden. And I'm thinking maybe you haven't been, or maybe when you have, it's not been with the same intent and gusto that you normally do, and needs to put some more energy back into that. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Scarlet! Guess what I read earlier, Scarlet? Oh, I'll tell you later. Hold on.
Scarlet!
Finished another polyvagal chapter. Just because we're not having the little meetings doesn't mean I'm not still doing the work. Just saying.
this is one that had been blessed by either Vigi or Ma Petite. I don't know if you can see it's chewed a little bit. But the Queen of Pentacles is showing up.
Absolutely.
And she's just telling me that you, and again, I'm not getting this as anybody else but you, are a hard worker and reap the rewards of your hard work. You're not afraid to put in time, energy, effort, and just get it done, and it will pay off. Whatever it's talking about, I don't know, but it has to do to me with like physical things or maybe a harvest, a deal maybe that you're working on closing. But keep putting in the work because it will pay off. Whatever that is, if that makes any sense. I don't know what's going on, but
Yeah, what is that? Queen of Pentacles?
Queen of Pentacles.
Yeah. So, you know my suit. I'm all about the Pentacles. Judging by things I know about you, you're a Taurus, right? Pretty sure.
A Ford. I'm just kidding. A Taurus.
That was really fucked up.
I'm just being dumb.
Now I lost my train of thought. Queen of Pentacles to me is like one of, obviously because I'm a Virgo and it's really in my lane, but the Queen of Pentacles is the full on like let's get in the ground. So that fits so much with that hands in the dirt again thing. So I think that's going to be really important. That in the meantime that continues, because if not, you'll find yourself just disgusted. And then should something not be able to move at the speed at which you wish it to do, because the Queen does not move fast, she takes her time, you'll find yourself in a conundrum where you're disconnected.
She works and it's going to pay off.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know that is true.
Steve is next.
Yay, Scarlet. Scarlet's going to start up Polyvagal again. Whoop,
Yes,
whoop.
I just finished the chapter on, like, even though I'm not like a therapist, right? I read the chapter on creating the right environment as a therapist with polyvagal theory in mind. And I used the exercise that Deb Dana has in there about identifying your walk to the thing that you're doing, and I'm utilizing that in other things. For example, I'm going to be getting up at 2:30 tomorrow morning and leaving my house at between 3:30 and 4, and recognizing the impact that has and all of the cues that I take subconsciously without even knowing it between there and actually getting to work at noon in Austin, Texas, is going to have an effect on how that plays out for me based on what I see. So anyway, great chapter. I just finished it today. So
Are we doing Steve?
Steve.
Yeah. What does Steve need? I want to know.
This chair needs some WD-40 or something.
That's why I don't want to sit in here and squeaks. Like every time I move or shift. Steve.
All right, Mr. Steve.
Steve. I like with people we actually met because we can draw, like we can really draw a line.
Yay me. All right.
Oh, is that? Oh, that's a cool picture. Okay.
So, Steve, your first card is Sacrifice. And so, from the Beltane Oracle, again, we're thinking of this in terms of the fire. We're thinking of this in terms of the things that are to be built up and rise within us, right? So, sacrifice isn't like, sacrificing the baby or, animal. The sacrifice is about what is in you that you can let go of that will end up formulating something even bigger. I would say this speaks a lot to kind of like if you look the whole thing, you have the world tree. Far enough away, this kind of reminds me of an apple, but you also have a bleeding heart underneath. This is a very sacred feminine card, and the sacrifices of all the things that you have to let go, what is the thing that you are going to gain from it? And pay attention to whatever that thing is. So this would be like letting go of an idea so that something else can take its place. If you are hyper focused in one particular area, this may be you need to let that area settle on its own, and it can come back to you, but it needs to come back in the future. It's not ready right now. So again, think of the sacrifice from the fire perspective. It is that which you can burn away to make room for whatever is next for you, and go from that perspective. Really?
You saw me shuffle, right?
I did.
Okay. Well, it is what it is.
It is.
Okay. So, I did shuffle, as you can see, really well. And I pulled the same card. Queen of Pentacles. I did really shuffle. And I cleaned the cards. So,
Hey, look, Florida's a fire state. It is not great.
whatever you're
That's-
working on, it's going to pay off. You know, you are the expert at working for getting what you want through hard work, and it's going to pay off. Whatever that pertains to in this situation, again, I don't know. I think it's weird that it came up both for you and Dragon. I did shuffle it, and very well. I shuffled the cards. When I first saw this, I wanted to put it back in and pull another one, but I just can't because that's what was pulled. That is what was pulled because it was meant to be. So whatever you two are working on, you're hard workers, it's going to pay off. I guess I'm just don't get distracted by any small things. Just push through.
That fits
That
really
is
well.
so weird.
That fits really well with the sacrifice card because the sacrifice is about letting those small things burn away to leave
That's
rise
really
for the big
weird.
thing. And if that is getting away from Florida, then that is exactly what it is. Queen of Pentacles is all about the stability of our lives, right? So if this is not the stability for your life, then it's time for a change. And sacrifice is more about change than it is about sacrificing. It's about active change. So that makes sense. Most definitely. Paranormal is next.
Paranormal witch.
Stone Circle. So paranormal stone circle is representative of aligning the things in the world around you with the things inside of you and with the universe. So if you think of the idea behind Stonehenge, it's so that the people align with the stone of the earth, which aligns with the universe and the sun. So this is saying that you're seeking or need to be seeking some type of alignment and some type of linearness in your practice. So still maybe feeling a little bit like you don't know exactly what to go or which step to take. Start with identifying the things that are important to you in your life and then experiencing them in a different perspective. You have what is here now with you. Then you look maybe at a lake or a river or a Stonehenge or a stone even, a cliff or some natural phenomenon and see how it connects to you in earth, in the world. And then you look further out to that. How do you connect to the stars, the sun, the sky? And do some kind of exercise that keeps you or that works with your alignment of those things because, you know, as we say, as above, so below, as within, so without. And that means really allowing yourself to align with those things. The question becomes, how do you do it, right? That's always the question. How do I do that? You have to figure that out. You have to look in yourself. But the starting point for me would be pretty clear. It's learning meditation, being still with yourself, then being able to be still with nature. I find it most easy to look at water, small ponds, puddles, rivers, small bodies of water, even if they're public. But you can go through and you can do that and kind of look at that process and then go to the next step, right? Go past that and look at the universe and look at, how the sun or the moon reflects in that water. And it doesn't seem like that'll do much, but those things will help align you to what's going on and what's happening around you. So that's where I would start.
Okay. You've seen me shuffle for like 2 or 3 minutes. She tried to fold out again, and I put her back in the deck to continue to shuffle. So, So, here she is again. Queen of Pentacles. And it's giving me the same message. I don't know what's weird going on right now, but if you...
Maybe the message is for you.
Maybe the message is for me. So let me pull a clarifier. This is saying work hard and you'll get it.
Yeah, while you do that, pull a clarifier.
I'm going to
Yep.
pull a clarifier because she...
If I had to guess, throwing Queen of Pentacles on top of something that says to align yourself with the stones really does fit into what Joy just said. Look in nature around you and find energies and things that speak to you. Just like, I like the way that stick or twig looks. I like the way that flower or leaf looks. I like the way that rock or stone looks. Grab them. Sit yourself somewhere quiet outside, even if it's you're in a busy area, just somewhere where you can get your feet and your body on the grass, ground, dirt, sand, whatever. And then place those things around you and think about where they came from. I think all the time about every stone that I see. I'm like, where was the life of this stone? It has been and traveled so many more places than I ever have, right? It's been in a volcano. I've never been to a volcano. It's been in the Earth's center. It's been in the stars. And when you start thinking about those things, you'll get some ideas of how you're aligning your practice.
But no, yes, 3 times, and then she even tried to fold out like a jumper, and I put her back in and shuffled it another minute. So the clarifier I got was the Page of Pentacles. So while you're going to have to work hard, it is something something small, or it's not a major thing to pay attention to. It'll be something simple. And don't discount or disregard advice from somebody you may perceive to be less experienced than you, paranormal witch. It might even be your inner child trying to talk. Can we pull another one? That is so weird. All right. I'm going to have to meditate on the Queen of Pentacles this afternoon. Because she keeps popping up. Mystic.
Mystic Manny.
Ooh.
You're up next.
Sorry. Get a cough drop here. North of Taurus. Ooh.
Manny. I'm gonna have to explain this one.
Milk and butter.
Milk and butter. So, what I get out of this is obviously metaphorical milk and butter, that she's not actually in the river of milk and butter, but she is representative of the things that are the same but also different at the same time. That means you are getting your in and you're out, you're above and below, you're within, without. When I see this card, the first thing that I think of is milk and honey. And, those are some of the things that are mentioned in many sacred texts about where humanity goes to feel most comfortable. So this is kind of reminiscent of you are in a place where you are starting to reap a lot of the spiritual benefits, and place not physical, I mean place like internally, where you're starting to reap a lot of the benefits of improved spirituality. And improved meaning not like better than, but improved as in you're feeling the effects of your spirituality more. You're able to breathe a little bit. You have a little bit more safety and security, which if you have that means the rest of the things can kind of come to it. If you're in a river of milk and honey and this person is in here, that is the container for all of that. That means that you have endless resources. You have endless gifts of life and of spiritual growth and of movement. So to me, that's what this is talking about. This is showing that in all times, especially of Beltane, these are things that you can make and that you can create, metaphorically speaking, together. You have the original, and then you have something made out of that original. You have, the cultivated version of what is driving you. I think the really important thing that sticks out to me too in this one is, I think about origins and transformation with this. I think of we can see the connection between milk and butter, but do we see the connection between milk and water? So water would then be milk, could then be butter. And if we go to water, which is the thing that all entities need, where did the water come from? Where was that life cycle from? So this is kind of a blessing. This is kind of speaking to spiritual, feeling blessed and capable and having what you need in order to take your next steps and do the next thing in your spiritual life. So this is a move forward in something that you've got going on, because you're going to be backed by all of the resources you need to do it.
Hey, Melvin. How you doing?
Melvin!
Ah. So
You're a cool kid whether you're late or not.
yeah. So I pulled the Two of Pentacles.
Yes,
So sorry.
You are going out to work in the garden today. Sick or
I
not?
am. I need to lay my ass down.
No, you are going to work in the garden with all them pentacles, bitch. You going outside. You can get under the umbrella or something, but you going outside.
I'm getting a cough drop.
Yeah, but then you going outside.
So don't.
You need some earthwork, sir.
You got a good balance where you don't look back from where you came. You're in a good place. You're balancing. Look ahead to the future. Excuse me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Don't look back.
Don't look back is what he said, if you didn't hear him. He's pulling a lot of pentacles. He's going to have to do something outside today. There's definitely a desire or need to get some earth energy in that. And that is also probably part of us being in Taurus too, kind of at the beginning. But yeah, I mean, that's where we are. Mr. Mystic Manny. I hope that gives you some guidance and some ideas of what's coming. That milk and butter thing really speaks to me in a resource kind of way. Like you finally have the things underneath you that you've needed to do what the next thing is that you need to do, which I think is just awesome. Joy is up next. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee. Isn't that how it goes?
I think so, but I don't know those songs.
Yes, you do. Joy, let's see what we have. I like this deck. This is a cute deck. I'm bringing this to next week to Beltane for sure.
You enjoy?
Yeah.
Joy Sifa?
It's the Beltane Oracle.
I like broccoli.
Oh dear. Joy is in this card.
She does?
Miss Joy's card is Fae.
Ooh.
We were talking about this yesterday. Yeah, so this is kind of like mischief is about. It is afoot. It doesn't mean bad things are going to happen from that mischief. Mischief is not good or bad in and of itself. Mischief can be fun. It can give us a little bit of heartache and difficult things happening, but if we pay attention to kind of what's right beneath the toadstool, we can keep ourselves out of trouble. I think in this case, Joy, you're looking at being mischievous yourself. Going in and doing things and just having a good, I don't want to say fun, but a good push into the things that are around us. I think the Fae are your friend here, not foe in this case too. But again, we do want to make sure, as we all know, that you are careful around the Fae. But there are so much more to them than just what we think and what we envision. So there's mischief afoot. And I think it's mischief that you need to create. I think you're gonna throw in some chaos into the world because it needs it, because it's good, and because you are going to enjoy it. I don't know why I get that out of that. But I feel like you need to, like, I'm not saying slash somebody's tires, but
No, please
Put a
don't.
whoopee cushion under somebody or something. A little bit of good-natured mischief to kind of get things flowing and rolling. After periods of stoicism and being very specific about stuff, it's time to really just enjoy it and have fun. You have to take that card out of your deck.
Yeah, I'm removing her.
You can't do that. It's illegal.
Excuse me.
Yes. Maybe that's the mischief to put out.
What?
The house and book.
Oh, yeah.
The mischief could be getting the book out in different ways, and maybe we need to get into some mischief of actually doing the work of the book, like actually cooking again out of it. That's what I want to do. That's personal. That's ego there.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Let's see what else we get. The Queen of Pentacles. I can't read. Oh, 10 of Pentacles. So I had to draw another one because, of course, this witch showed up again. Queen of Pentacles. So I did a clarifier. Oh God, I gotta open the window or something. And the 10 of Pentacles.
He's gonna
shows
complain
up.
about the smoke from this, yet he's gonna sneak in there every 5 minutes and vape while he's in the
I'm
middle
not.
of. You did less than 8 minutes ago. And vape that thing and think that this is the problem.
So whatever you're working on, it is going to turn out very well. Get that mischief going into the world. You get that. I'm just saying, this is the book. It's not Woolies to me. This is that book. It's going to go very well.
What is it, 10 of Pentacles?
Yep.
Yeah.
Along with
That means positive financial growth from
With
the
our
project you're
patron-
working on, yeah.
patron saint card here, the Queen of Pentacles. So this is good news. I mean, I won't take it away.
No. It is. 'Tis very good news.
We got Tabby.
Is Tabby up next?
Tabby.
Tabby, are you still there? Joy, don't eat the food. Hey.
Huh?
Joe said, Joy, don't eat the food. Is that because we cooked it? Or is it because it came from your poison garden that you allowed? Sir. God, who would the Queen of Pentacles be?
Who are we doing? Oh, Tabby. Oh, my Lord. I'm getting on.
Guess we're on Tabby.
I'm getting twisted here.
You are twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Tabby, I think you were a general as well. I think only one person had a specific question. But Tabby, we have a general for you. Let me make my little connections. That's what we should do today. We need to do another Gwers. I'm feeling it. Let's do that.
Gwers, garden, laundry. Yes.
Start the laundry. Can be working while we're doing it. Then we're going to listen to the Gwers while I'm outside working in the garage and you're out there with me. Tabby. This is all about you. Oh, okay. I don't know you that well, but I guess I'm about to.
Okay.
It's what the universe brought.
And what is that card?
That card is orgasm.
Okay.
So what can you say about orgasm? I would say the first thing that comes to mind is allowing yourself to actually partake in the things that are pleasurable in your life. And I'm not talking just sexual, because orgasm, we first think of sexual. I mean, you can think of Apple, if you want to, as sexual, because it's a reproductive result, right? What we're talking about is actually the allowing your body to be fully thrust into the things that are forward and that are of this world that you can enjoy, and you should enjoy them. I get the feeling that this would only show up if you're kind of holding yourself back from enjoying some of the things that you really deserve to enjoy. So take a look at what's going on. Remember, this is Beltane Oracle specific, right? And so Beltane, again, fire festival. It's all about the fire. This is a hand fasting time too, by the way. This is jumping the fire to burn off all the negative things. And if this fire is saying it's time to orgasm, then it's time to fucking enjoy, well, and fucking, if that's what you want to do. It's time to enjoy the things of the body, of the flesh, of the world that are around you and actually, you know, partake in it and enjoy it. Don't just hold yourself back, or maybe you're withholding something from yourself. I don't know. But that's the first thing I get, is that there's a need to release. There's a need to allow yourself to enjoy things that are present around you. I think that's the best way I can see it. Or maybe no, I'm not going to say that, but maybe that's also what you need to do if that's important to you and necessary at the moment. Let me just put that out there. But that's really not what I'm getting. I'm getting more of a, you're holding yourself back from something, and it's because either you don't feel like you deserve to have that pleasure or that joy out of it, and you do. So allow yourself to enjoy things that are around you and things that are happening.
That's definitely an interesting card.
Definitely an interesting card. I'm not going to even mention the splatter of honey around it that you can probably not see in the video.
Oh my god.
At least it wasn't that one. But yeah. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, Tabby.
And I wonder if it's too dark to focus on mine.
I don't think it's too dark.
Let's see.
So remember, too, it's going to be as big as whatever their screen allows. So it could be larger, it could be smaller.
I was just talking about the blurriness.
It'll do itself.
So
Not such a shitty camera, but...
So, anyway, I did pull strength. And after you release yourself, you do not have to go in like a bull in a china shop to get your point across. Continue, you know, your being soft leadership. You'll get more flies with honey, or more bees with honey than vinegar. So go ahead and have your release, but then again, don't be a bull in a china shop. Be a kind, stable, even leader as you display your strength this week. Maybe she looks content because she had her release. I don't know.
Stupid.
Is this the continuation card? Maybe. Oh, it's running.
All right, running the shadows, running. Why did I start that and then you changed the rhythm and tempo?
You changed the pitch.
I did change the pitch because the pitch changes in that song in the second verse.
Oh my lord, you're sapping my energy.
It goes harmonic. Duh.
You
Sheesh. There ain't no energy to pull from you. Black hole. Running the shadows. Oh my goodness. I love that. Regs, I really have to say I enjoy your comments that you add here. They really are neat. I love it.
They are
absolutely
really neat.
Love it. It really does kind of give some additional thoughts and perspective on something. I really like it. Yes.
Oh, let's see.
Run,
Mr. Joe.
Run in the shadows.
Oh, I didn't know. Almost one.
It is almost one. I know. We went way over.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about
Joe
it.
needs to
We got
know.
3 or 4 more to do. Run in the shadows. Oh dear. His head is going to get even bigger than it already is. Just kidding. Your card is the Sun God. What better card to pull going into Beltane time, right? So the Sun God represents all of those things that go out. He's showing a little bit of leg there, it looks like, too. He's like trying to be a little... He's like, hey. But truly, this gold, this outward radiance, this is a radiant time for you. Reach into and make sure that you're pulling that out and being okay with giving it. This is not a modest time. So the ideas that you have and the things that you're thinking about and the things that you want to do, be ego. It's okay. The Sun God has ego. Sun God is saying, I am the brightness. Bask in my glory. Bask in my brightness. Be present with all of the things that are show here. The sun feeds the plants. This is Beltane, right? This is really a moment for you to really express and allow your brightness and brilliance to shine to others so that they can see that, and you shouldn't be modest about it. So whatever modesty that you're carrying, let it go for a little bit and realize that what you have to offer is truly beneficial and good and helpful to others, and let yourself take the compliment for once. And then Rook just ran away.
I had to get a drink. Excuse me.
Yes.
All right.
So that is a gorgeous card for you to, just let people see it.
10 of Cups. Everything, all is right. I don't know what else to say about that. That's awesome. What? You give me dirty looks.
I didn't give you a dirty look. I just looked.
Cut your eyes at me. What?
Nothing.
Okay. I'm about to go lay down.
Yeah, you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Like you always do, even when you're not sick. Am I wrong? You're not laying down, you know that. You're going outside.
Oh, I'm going to rest a little bit.
No. Every time you rest, you end up sleeping there for the rest of the day. I don't know. I think that's a very fun, positive outlook. That's probably the most forward read that we've had today.
I mean, it's just, yeah.
The leg and the ego, yes. Put it out there, man. Kelvin. Kelvin is getting a general read. Let me connect here. Kelvin. All right. Okay. Hand fastings. If there is not already somebody, there is going to be somebody that is going to give you that fluttery, joyful, positive moment. Feels to me like this is something new, where there is an interest in, I'm not saying hand fasting, but an interest in a very more than platonic, beneficial relationship of some sort. Probably romantic, not like marriage or actual hand fasting, but a spiritual hand fasting in a way of somebody who compliments you spiritually or really is coming into giving you some good heart fluttery feelings. If it hasn't happened yet, it will very soon, depending on what your other card is going to be. Is it going to be a long-term permanent thing? I don't think permanent necessarily. Could be, but not necessarily. Or long-term, yes. But it is definitely a person that's in your life or going to very soon be in your life that you're going to connect with in a way that allows you to kind of grow energetically, spiritually, and on the mundane plane. So there's something in store for you in the way of romantic relationship coming forward that's going to be very helpful and good for you, that can help kind of guide stuff through. Now remember, this doesn't have to be necessarily a sexual relationship. This could be a relationship of comfort. This could be a relationship of it is going to be intimate as far as your mental and emotional state, and probably sexual, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to be. So don't cut out somebody that maybe isn't offering all of those things to you, but someone is definitely engaging here in a space that's going to keep you fasted and forward and positive, if that hasn't already started. Cool. Ooh, Four of Swords.
All right. So I pulled Mr. Kelvin the Four of Swords. It's telling me you have a very powerful mind and you're controlling it. While the swords kind of look daunting right to the face, your mind is balancing and controlling that. Keep the thoughts balanced. What may seem negative to someone is not for you because you have everything in balance. So just keep control of your thoughts and don't bring the swords down upon yourself. Do you have anything to add to that with yours, or no?
The only thing that I would add from a Four of Swords, this again is just my personal perspective, is rest point. Because in the card you see 3 swords that are dangling precariously, but the knight is still laying down and is not concerned. They are fastidiously held. There's a 4th sword that's kind of hard to see, and that 4th sword is the representation of what would upset the balance. So, but in this card, it's not upset, which means you have time to take a break and kind of just poof before you go on to your next thing. I definitely strongly felt that there is another person or someone that's engaged with you at that point where you need to, that's going to give you an intimacy, whether it's of sexual energy or thought energy or companionship, friendship, but it's a close one. All right, Kelvin, thank you for that. Eve, you are next, and we are going to talk about your
Right path.
positive spiritual path. You're going the right way on your spiritual journey.
Am I on the right spiritual path?
And I am definitely going to WD-40 this thing. And Rook is going to go outside and work in the garden. All right, Eve. Let's see, my dear. Boundaries. All right. So, in the context of spiritualness, boundaries to me is saying maybe you have right now created a little bit too much of a square around the things that you are thinking. If I had to answer in one card, are you on the right path? It would be, it doesn't matter. It is the right path if it's the one you're on. But you need to cut open some of the boundaries and allow other things to kind of come in to make sure that you're getting the understanding that's meant for you. So really open up some of your boundaries. Now, I'm not talking about emotional boundaries of, people and things like that. Those you don't open. They're your boundaries. But spiritually, there is something in your path right now that you're feeling like you're at a stopping point and maybe don't know which way to go. And in this case, it's just saying you don't have to go anywhere. Just open up your boundary and see what spirit comes into you at that point, and is that the right path for you? Boundaries are meant to contain things, and they are necessary in many parts of our life, but they're not always necessary in the spiritual world. Sometimes we are elevating ourselves to open those boundaries as opposed to creating them. So in your case, this is an open your spiritual boundary on your path that you're on so that you can allow some new piece in. Let's see what Rook pulls to see if we can get an idea of what that pull in might actually be.
Boundaries. It's a cool card.
Mm-hmm. My
A little circle of light around her.
my chair sounds like a donkey.
That's why I had to stand up and start dropping all the
I think
cards.
I have to stand up because my butt hurts from sitting in that damn thing the whole time. I like big decks.
Something's. Come on. What was that one from?
Huh?
What was that one from?
This was just some of the pine that I picked when we were doing the chainsaw at the grove.
Okay, let's leave on the right spiritual path. 3 of Wands.
Yay!
Did I say it right?
3 of Wands.
Huh. I say the path is the one that you're on going forward. This guy, he's got 3 wands, that represent fire, but he's only focused on one and going forward, but he has one to the side and one behind. So I'm not getting a real clear answer if it is, but that you're just saying that you should look and move forward. Anything else on that as it relates to yours, or no? The boundaries?
I don't know. So the 3 is not a boundary card, right? So that was the only discussion about boundaries then.
Right.
The Three of Wands to me is generally okay, let's, like you said, move forward, but it's move forward with
You
somebody.
gotta,
It's
reassess or something.
reassess too. That's more Three of Pentacles, I think, but in my personal experience. But all of the threes definitely bring in that third perspective. So there's something to be said. You're a unity, then you don't know yourself. If you're a duality, then there's two people in the room, but you don't really know yourself until you're at the third. That means you are aware that you are you, and then you add a second person. So your three is really about bringing in somebody that kind of gives some mentorship or some guidance, and that's kind of where the Wands comes from for me. So adding to that opening of the boundaries, look around and see if there's somebody that you like what they do and how they do it, and say, hey, you want to spend a little bit of time talking to me about some stuff? Because I got some ideas and thoughts that I need to throw. So that's kind of where I would go with that. So hopefully that helps. And then if you're still available, Scarlett, you are unfortunately the last person on the list. Ooh, this was a long one.
Ooh, Lord.
Ain't enough champagne or beer in the house for that. The Triskelly as it flows, very much so. You know, before I knew what a Triskelly was, when I was doing like the original chakra work on myself, learning about the 7 areas, long time ago, probably 20 years or more ago, I didn't realize that what I was picturing in my chakras was a spinning Triskelly. Yeah. And it's spinning in 4 dimensions, not just in a circle. It's in a ball, all different ways. It's like an atom. It's very, very interesting. Scarlett, you made the list. You're up. You definitely made the list.
Okay.
Doctor. Doctor Nurse.
Yeah.
I love it. All right.
Excuse me.
Let's see. Ha! Good timing.
Oh.
Again, we're in the Beltane Oracle, right? So I keep pointing that out because there is a general theme in this deck, and it is all about Beltane, the fire festival, the burning up, the ascension of the energies, and the creation and the will. And then to have that fire burning up energy, and you put it with indulgence, if you haven't done it, which you probably have, you need to indulge in some things. You need to really spend some time after all of the things that you've done and bring in and just, will whatever it is you want to will. You're at a peak power right now. And I can't tell you enough when it comes to indulgence that people misconceive about indulgence is that it's always bad. It's not.
No.
There are times where you need to indulge. You need to be immersed in the things that are rich and beautiful and bright and have all of the colors. So when indulgence shows up like this, especially again from a fire-based deck and a fire-based festival, this is indulge in your wills. Make it happen what you want to. Make the sweetest drink you can make the whatever it is that your desire is right now. You are deserving of that indulgence, and you need to engage in that as part of this turn of the wheel, if that's what you celebrate, or if not, whatever's coming up celebration wise with friends, people, you are in an indulgent space, and you need to definitely take that and use that control for it. So indulgence all the way.
Yes.
And again, it's not the
move
negative.
forward with that indulgence.
Yeah, it's not the negative indulgence. It's overindulgence can be a thing, but that's not what this is at all.
So if in your new certification licensure, if you've got your eye on a position or an area of practice, charge forth with it. Is that right? That's not the right word. Area specialty, right?
Yeah.
Would that be a better word?
Discipline, specialty.
Discipline, specialty, and milieu, environment.
Yes.
Move forward.
Oh.
That's a good sign.
Chariot, huge thing for vacation. She mentioned vacation. Yes, vacation. Indulge on your vacation. You'll have good responses. But Chariot is literally the chariot. Drive where you want to go, right? The chariot has everything ready. Chariot has the horse to pull the chariot, has the chariot to move, and the person driving it. You have all the pieces. Do it. So, self-fulfilling prophecy there.
All right, we'll take it.
Is there anybody we missed?
EMHMP.
I love it.
It's in May, and the next day I graduate. Yeah. Woo-hoo.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Anybody else in the chat would like a read before we close on out? We're not going to do the after chat today because we spent over an hour doing tarot, so this was a long one. I'm very glad to do that, though. That's perfectly fine. Good reason for me. But we're willing to do one or two more if anybody would like a read before we head off. And then we've got to get crickets for Dr. G. That's our gecko. Rook has to work in the garden. And I have some things to do in the garage. So, yes, it is exciting. Well, today has been a fun day. I kind of like not having an actual topic or anything. It's been able to just do kind of whatever. That was actually good, I think. Necessary at the moment. Yes, but really, really thank you guys so much for joining us. You know you can be doing so many other things than being here with us on a Sunday, but we enjoy it. We love the company. I hope you do too. Hope you get some fun out of this and some guidance from your whatever your guides are. All we do is pull the cards. It's your guides that give you the thing that you do. We are going to end with our normal favorite tist thing.
Would you mind reading it for me today?
And I will read it today since Rook
don't think I can.
just doesn't want to do it because he doesn't care anymore. Y'all heard it here first.
That's not true.
So, I do it much quicker. Please check out all of these awesome creators, witches, and wonderfuls. I do need to change the order on this again. We were supposed to rotate it, but it's just a lot of work. From the Cauldron Witch on Instagram, from the Cauldron Witch Tarot on Instagram, which she should be live now. She's still doing her lives. Does great tarot. She's been spot on for me quite a few times. Even when I didn't think she was right, it came back that she absolutely was right on point. So that was a fun thing. Paranormal Witch on YouTube, Lady Rose 819 on Instagram. Please consider checking out her stories. They are very fun and great. I like to read those, even though I don't do it as often as I should. Unexplained Possibilities on YouTube and on Instagram. Check him out. Read his book, So Strange Times. I think it's volume 1. Mm-hmm. On Amazon and on Amazon Kindle. Also does quite a few YouTubes that I always miss because I'm passed out early like an old man. Ziggy Dreadful on Twitch, streaming video games and just having a good old fun time. Mayfell on Twitch, also seen him streaming a couple times. I've seen him that much lately, but he needs to do that. Super great guy to get into a good, deep conversation with. Adius Dade on Twitch and Instagram, Mr. Malice on YouTube, Adius Dade on Facebook and Twitter. That is the gentleman that I do the Malice experience with on most Friday nights. He is also doing did a special yesterday, I believe, and we will be attempting to probably do a midweek stream this week if we have time, as I will be in his area. We are Mystic Salann and Rook Tempest, both on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Two Pondering Pagans on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Please check us out. Feel free. Join the Discord. Share all kinds of fun things. Nothing is off limits as long as you're not an asshole or a jerk to the people in the group. Love you all. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday with us, and we will
Thank you for stopping by.
Soon.
Have a great week.
Probably not next week, though, because of, stuff. But have a wonderful week. Thank you. Deuces.